Hi, I am Nabil and I will describe the structure of this mushroom fungi model. The first is this. The function used by the mushroom as a means of spore dispersal and is important for species identification. Mushroom gills have so much surface area. It has long been hypothesized that mushroom form gills to increase the surface area for spore production and pack the maximum number of spores with minimum biomass investment. Next, annulus. It covers and protects the gills of the fruiting body while it is developing. Okay, I will go to the cap. It will protect the spore producing surface. The shape of the cap also changes throughout the development of the mushroom. The last structure is the stalk. The role of the mushroom stalk is to raise the cap above the grass, twigs, or stones that are close to the ground. I will describe the life cycle mushroom forming basidiomycete. The first step is to haploid mycelia of different mating types undergo plasmogamy. Plasmogamy refers to the fusion of the cytoplasm of two gametes or two vegetative cells, which work as gametes. There are two mating we can see, mating types negative and mating types positive. Step 2 is dichrotic mycelium forms growing faster than and ultimately crowding out the haploid parental mycelia. Step 3. Dikaryotic mycelium will include to form basidiocrabs, in this case mushroom, with the help of the environmental cues such as rain in temperature. In the step 4, the basidiocarp grains are linked with terminal dikaryotic cells called basidia. Step 5. Karyogamy in each basidium produces a diploid nucleus which then undergoes meiosis. Karyogamy refers to the fusion of two nuclei during fertilization. In the step 6, its diploid nucleus yields 4 nucleus haploid, each of which develop into a basidiospore. Step 7, when basidiospores mature, it ejected and then dispersed by the wind. Step 8, in a suitable environment, the basidiospore germinate and grow into short-lived haploid mycelia, and the cycle will happen again to the step 1.
Hello and Assalamualaikum everyone. Today, our group will be presenting about the diversity of fungi based on our Scl presentation. First, all that I can explain to you is that what are fungi? Fungi are heterotrophs that are able to absorb their food from their environment and they are adaptable to it. Fungi also have some similar characteristics and differences with the plants, such as fungi cell walls are made of chitin, which is polysaccharide. Also, plants also are made of polysaccharide, but it is made of cellulose. The differences between the fungi and the plant is that fungi absorb their food through their hyphae, which is phytotroph, while plants have chlorophyll and photosynthesize, which is autotroph. With the exception of this, fungi are considered as multicellular organisms. This is because fungi consist of hyphae, mycelium, and fruiting body. For example, a mushroom is actually just the reproductive or fruiting body of a fungus. Most of the fungus grows in the ground as mycelium. Fungi also come in many shapes and sizes. For a fact, primitive fungi are only aquatic and have flagellated spores. Another one is insect fungi, which form a ascus. The examples that yeast are single-cell sac fungi, while morels and truffles are multicellular sac fungi. This is because many sac fungi are sac or cup-shaped or have cup-shaped indentations. Sac fungi include morels, which are prized for their tastiness, and most cup fungi, right, also known for their scarlet F cups. In our daily life, where molds are often found on spoiled food. During that, fungi at the top of the bread from dying grow spores during reproduction. Also, mycorrhizae belong to this group, a group that has mutualistic relationship with plants. Mycorrhizae help plants to fix nitrogen. Another shape of fungi is that fungi have also called as club fungi, which have fruiting bodies which are club-shaped. They are consist of reproductive structures called basidia and include mushrooms, puffballs, and shelf fungi. For the example, puffballs release a cloud of spores when the fruiting body matches and bursts. Another thing is that the reproduction of fungi. Fungi reproduce sexually or asexually. Most fungi reproduce both sexually and asexually through budding when asexually and asci during sexual reproduction. While multicellular fungi have complex reproductive cycles which have distinctive reproductive structures. The multicellular fungi have life cycle may include either sexual or asexual reproduction or both. And the life cycles also include either sexual or asexual reproduction or both. And lastly, all fungi form spores and zygote. Alright, I will pass it to another member of this group to explain further about the diversity of fungi.
Next, the function of fungi. Firstly, it can act as decomposer. For example, fungi can decompose dead leaf, twigs, logs, and animal. It also can return nutrients to the soil and can damage fruits, trees, and wooden structure. Next, fungi can act as pathogen, especially in plant include Dutch elm disease, and also for human disease include ringworm and athlete's foot. The third function of fungi is act as mutualist. For examples, lichens form between fungi and algae, and mycorrhizae form between fungi and plant. And lastly, the relationship form between fungi and some insects. Next, we move to reproduction of fungi. First, it has vegetative reproduction. It can occur by fragmentation, budding, fission, sclerotia, and rhizomes. Sclerotia are penetrating bodies made up of compact mass of hyphae, and rhizomes are rope-like mass of hyphae with well-defined apical growing point. Next is formation of spores. Single-cell propagules get separated from parent organism. Spores produced after meiosis are called sexually produced spores or meiospores. Other spores are called asexually produced spores or metospores. Next, we have to know about the types of spores. The first one is zoospores. It is model spores, present of flagella which help in swimming. Second is sporangiospores. Non-flatlet develop inside sporangia, dispersed by air. The third is chlamydospores. It has thick-walled spores developed along the hyphae by accumulation of protoplast and secretion of thick wall. Next, oidea. It forms under adverse conditions, and oidea are individually cell separated from hyphae. Next is conidia, non-model exogenous spores. It developed at the site of special hyphae conidiospore. The second last spores is ascospores. It is non-meiotic spores produced inside special sites called asci. The last one is basidiospores. It non-motile meiospores form on short outgrowth of club-shaped structure called basidium. So, we move to the purpose of fungi in daily life. There are three purposes, which is for food, as antibiotics, for medicine, and as model system molecular biology. For food, we have button mushroom, which rich in protein and mineral, and Amanita pylori or toadstool. These are poisonous mushroom. Next, we have yeast, the unicellular fungi used widely in baking industry. It is mainly used for raising or leavening the dough, which is an essential part to making breads and pizza. Because it is widely used in baking industry, it is also known as baker's yeast. It is also used in brewing industry to fermentation process and production of alcohol. Aspergillus oryzae is an essential ingredient for brewing soy sauce. Then, rhizopus are used for making tempeh, which is soy food from Java, Indonesia. Meat substitutes are made from Fusarium venetum. Certain types of cheese are made from fungi. They provide flavor and texture to the cheese. For example, blue cheese or Roquefort cheese made from Penicillium roquefort. Fungi also good for medicine. It provides vitamin which used for energy booster, and then potassium which is good in prevent muscle cramps, support heart function, and muscle contraction. Fungus also provide copper to improve sleep quality, increase memory power, and helps in RBC formation. Next, selenium that can fight against anxiety and depression. Many antibiotics and drugs are derived from fungi like penicillin that come from Penicillium chrysogenum. And the second is griseofulvin from Penicillium griseofulvus. For the example of drugs, we have lentinan drugs used in cancer treatment that derive from shintake mushroom. Drugs derived from Lyriciform officinals, which is used against diarrhea and night sweating. And lastly, the example of antibiotics that contains fungi are streptomycin, neomycin, kanamycin, gentamicin, and erythromycin.
In conclusion, fungi have advantages and disadvantages to our life. We must use them smartly. Fungi species don't only have a parasitic nature, but many species are essential in the biosphere and crucial ecological role. For instance, fungi have a key role decomposition as small species decomposers or subprocesses. If fungi were to disappear or not have involvement, there will be a significant impact on the environment. That's all for me. Thank you for watching this video.